$1.5 million. $1.5 million a year for this man to my right here. For this man, this walking act of mediocrity, Dolph Ziggler. He's getting $1.5 million a year. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, Chase, that's not a lot of money. Yes, it is. $1 million is a lot of money. Like, I don't know who you are where you think $1 million is a lot of money, but if I had $1 million, you best damn believe I'd be able to live off that shit. Dolph Ziggler, for being a professional wrestler, if you don't count Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and the Game, he is the highest paid current active roster member. Yep, Dolph Ziggler. Not Roman Reigns, not Seth Rollins, not Finn Balor, not Samoa Joe, not the phenomenal AJ Styles, not Shinsuke Nakamura, not freaking Sheamus, not Randall King Orton, but Dolph Ziggler. And for this, I gotta say, I commend you, Dolph Ziggler. You conned these fools in the WWE. You made these fools believe you're bigger than you actually are. I commend you on that, Dolph Ziggler. I'm not mad. You know, look, I'm not mad at Dolph Ziggler the person. Why would I be mad at Dolph Ziggler the person? Nick Namath. This dude is making $1.5 million a year. And I see all these indie fans, these indie wrestling fans, they're like, oh, what is he doing? He's wasting his potential. He could be on the independents and he can make the same amount of money. First of all, this just shows how independent wrestling fans don't really know the business. Second of all, it shows that they don't understand how to make money and they don't know how to manage their money. So here's the thing. Dolph Ziggler and Cody Rhodes. Now, Cody Rhodes said that he made 7 figures last year. We don't know how much he made, but let's just say that he made $2 million, all right? That Cody made $2 million, or $2 million, 2.5 mil, something like that. Cody Rhodes has to travel a lot. Cody Rhodes has to leave the States a lot to wrestle for Japan. Cody Rhodes has to wrestle a lot in UK. Cody Rhodes pretty much has to travel a lot. And sure, that sounds nice, but let's just say if you looked at Cody Rhodes and how much he says he made 7 figures, and that, let's just say that he didn't really make that what was supposed to be 2.5 million, it ends up only really being $1 million because he has to pay for travel expenses, not to mention entertainment tax and all that other stuff. So Cody Rhodes technically is not really making like $2.5 million. He's only making $1 million, and plus he has to wrestle a lot of independent shows. It's not just like everyone just thinks Cody can just do ROH and New Japan and that's it for him. He's good. No, he has to wrestle a lot of random independent shows, a lot of shows that you don't even know about. Like Cody Rhodes is wrestling at like GCW or like WWPWX or I Love Wrestling SupremeNeatPiro.com or something like that. Like, you know, Cody has to wrestle a lot of shows. You know, he may not always advertise that he's at these shows, but he's wrestling a lot of shows. He has to do a lot more than Dolph Ziggler does. Because one, Dolph Ziggler is going to get that $1.5 million annually. It's in his salary contract. 2, Dolph Ziggler gets merchandise checks as well, and, you know, I don't know how he is as a merchandise seller in the WWE, but, man, he has to make at least some merchandise. I at least see at least 10 Dolph Ziggler t-shirts in arenas when I at least go, so he at least sells some merchandise, and his merchandise appeals to some people out there. 3, his travel and all those other expenses are covered by WWE, because most of the time when WWE does sign these people for a 7-figure multi-year contract, and yes, this is only 2 years, but even though WWE signs these people for those type of contracts, they tend to cover your travel costs, get you a tour bus. You know, they do a lot of stuff to help you out, to help you longevity your career, to make you want to stay with them. So really, to be honest, for all these indie fans that are like saying Dolph Ziggler is wasting his potential, no, Dolph Ziggler is being smart. Look, Dolph Ziggler, he's still pretty young. I think people forget about his age. He's still pretty young. He can do the whole, I want to prove myself on the independence route all he wants. But Dolph Ziggler realizes, and he looked at this, he said, look, the WWE is giving me $1.5 million to sit here and be mediocre. I'm stealing that. I'm taking that to the bank. And how can you not blame him? So for Dolph Ziggler, the person, I'm not mad that he took this contract. I'm with you, brother. Because, man, if I was in the WWE, and if I was just some jobber, maybe I won a cruiserweight title or an IC title. Maybe I had one goofy world title run. And then I felt like, all right, man, I might bet on myself. I might go on and, you know, go over and try different pastures. And if WWE came to me and said, hey, Chase, 1.5 million. And I'm going to be like, hotel, travel covered? Yep. I get my merchandise checks, right? Yep. And most of the time at house shows, I don't really have to wrestle one-on-one matches. It might be triple threats where I can lay there and I won't have to kill my body for future investments in my career. Yep. Oh, I'm taking that. So for all you indie fans that are like, oh, he should have went to us. No, he made the right move. And if you're a Dolph Ziggler fan, you applaud this move. I'm not even a Dolph Ziggler fan, and I'm applauding this move. He conned the WWE. He outsmarted them, and he's making more money than a lot of their other chumps. Good on you, Ziggler. You doing the right thing. You making the big money when you don't deserve it. This is like in the NFL or the NBA, we see a contract like Solomon Hill getting paid $10 million a year. Now, yes, granted, $10 million is a lot more than $1.5 million, and that just shows how terrible the NBA market is and the sports market as a whole is and stuff like that. But still, $1.5 million is a lot of money. And when you look at it from the WWE side of things, the WWE believed that they had to give Dolph Ziggler this deal because he can help create stars. Now, this is where I turn my hat of praising Dolph Ziggler of taking this money from the WWE and insulting the WWE for giving Dolph Ziggler this money. See, there's two sides to every coin. You see, Dolph Ziggler, yes, he did the right move. But the WWE, they did the wrong move. Because here's the thing. You're telling me, out of all the guys that you've let go in your career, that you felt it was imperative to pay Dolph Ziggler $1.5 million. That you felt Dolph Ziggler can create stars. Who in the hell has Dolph Ziggler created as a star in the last 5 years? Seriously, like when you think of Dolph Ziggler feuds, who in the hell has he created to make into a star? If anything, he's an egomaniac that only worries about himself and what kind of freaking flops he's going to do in the ring. So what makes you think that this guy's going to create a star? Because let's be real here, Bobby Roode, he hasn't really helped him, and they feuded forever. The Miz, really, to be honest, are you going to give Dolph Ziggler credit for The Miz's great promo work? No. And if anything, The Miz is the reason why Dolph Ziggler got some fan base back because of that whole, like, we thought Dolph Ziggler was actually going to be done and just take a backstage role with the company. So you can't say The Miz. You can't say Del Rio because, really, to be honest, Del Rio kind of was just hated at that time because fans felt like Dolph Ziggler was being screwed. Who has Dolph Ziggler made into a star? He's made nobody into a star. Hell, the opening feud for Shinsuke Nakamura was Dolph Ziggler, and no one cared. Everyone was like, who cares? You're giving a guy a contract where most of his fan base has kind of woken up and realized that he's not that great. Because I remember a few years ago, everyone was like, push Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is great. And I was one of the few people that said, I don't see it. I don't get it. Maybe a couple title runs here or there, that's fine. But as a main attraction star, no, you don't push Dolph Ziggler. And fans finally realized that. They finally realized how mediocre he is and how the WWE doesn't really do shit with him anyways. So why would they want to care about him? And here's a guy that you really haven't done much with, but for some dumb dick reason, you gave him $1.5 million a year. You're paying him so much just to be what? Exactly. He's not a main eventer. He's not a big time star. And you know what? If this was like a more, hey, we've been loyal to you type of move, cool. That's nice. I've seen contracts like this, but not for $1.5 million a year. I've seen those contracts in sports where we're like, hey, let's give this guy some nice little incentive. But that's more of like, hey, we'll do this. We'll let your wife come on the team bus or something like that. Not overpaying someone where you could use probably that money somewhere. Because, like, look, Dolph Ziggler, he's probably worth $500,000 at most if I was going to re-sign him for a contract. $1.5 million? Please. I mean, here's the thing, WWE. If you want to show that you care about Dolph Ziggler and he's worth that money, I know this is going to piss off a lot of fans, but screw it anyways. Because you know what? Just have him beat AJ at Fastlane. Have him become the WWE champion. Have him face Shinsuke at WrestleMania. Because heaven forbid, we all know your WWE title match is not really the biggest thing on SmackDown Live at this point, and that AJ Styles could still make his big-time 7-figure payout teaming up with Daniel Bryan or being on Team Daniel Bryan as he faces Kevin Owens for the umpteenth millionth time against Team Shane McMahon or some bullshit like that. You know, we all know the main feud on SmackDown Live is not the WWE title. No, the WWE title has been playing second fucking fiddle to Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon's never-ending storyline where it's like Shane's like, Bryan, I think that you're not doing the right things for the company. Well, Shane, I feel like that you have a personal bias. So might as well, right? What's the point? You want fans to actually get behind Shinsuke 100% at Mania and not feeling all like, oh, I don't know if he should win the title here because I like AJ. Give it to Dolph Ziggler. Show me Dolph Ziggler's worth the money. Show me that Dolph Ziggler can make stars. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I think this is one of the greatest robberies in professional wrestling history. Hey, Dolph Ziggler, good on you. And also Ryback, and this is how you know it's funny, where I'm agreeing with Dolph Ziggler and I'm calling Ryback a fucking idiot. You guys know I'm a huge Big Guy fan. But this just shows, Ryback, how dumb you are and how the WWE did not offer you $1 million. See, Ryback, you betted on yourself. You thought that you could make these independent promotions overpay you to wrestle barely any limited matches. Dolph Ziggler got offered that 7-figure deal. You didn't. Because Dolph Ziggler is smart. He stayed with the company to rob this company of the money. You could have stayed in this company, but you said that your pride was getting in the way. The only pride at the end of the day in business is that bank account and how much dollar signs you're making. Dolph Ziggler, I can't believe I'm saying this. Good on you. WWE, you're a bunch of idiots. What do you guys think about this Dolph Ziggler signing? Comment down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up if you liked it. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. Remember, guys, just like in life, sometimes you don't have to give a shit. Like Brock Lesnar, I messed up my own little catchphrase at the end. Who cares? Pop that collar, say Yahoo, fuck Finn Balor.